In this video, we're going to talk about intake forms in Mothernode and how to create them and what they are and how you can benefit from them. So we're going to look at some tasks over here. And an intake form is basically a specialized task that allows you to customize the form elements on that task. So if you're constantly using tasks to submit to other departments, you can have those requests recorded in a form on those tasks. Let's take a look. So I'm going to go over here to look at an existing intake form. So when I click on new, I can either do a new task or I can select from a list of intake forms that I have. So let's just take a look at this artwork request. And we routinely use this artwork request form to submit to our art department with some standard routine requests. So when I click on this and I open it up, it's going to open up a brand new task, but this time off to the right, I still have my completion actions available to me here, but down below I have specifics that are required for me to submit to the art department. So these are going to be very basic. So in this case here, I can have a drop down where I can say I need, a shop drawing. I can put a description here. Theoretically, I might have the description already in the task. I can make them required fields, and there's only going to be 3 here, and then I can say design service, and I can say, not included, included. So we're either including this service with the plan, or we're not including it all, whatever that may be. So you can make as many as you want, and we're going to get started showing you how to do this, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to close this here. We'll close this up. We'll see it down below. It's going to be added here just the same. I just want to go ahead and remove it. I'm going to do that, and now we're going to go make an intake form. So if you're used to tasks, there's a whole task section that I traditionally go to, and when I go into tasks over here, I can make my groups, my intake forms, and so on and so forth. But what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to go into my settings. So you have to be an admin in order to do this. So I'm going to click on my settings, and you're going to begin this process by adding the custom fields for your intake form, okay? Because all of those fields are custom fields. So I'm going to click on custom fields, and then you'll see a list of all the custom fields that I have throughout, and you'll notice now you'll see ones that are here for tasks, and that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to make this a very basic process just to explain it, and then you can do whatever you want when you start building yours out. So let's get started. I'm going to click on add a field, and we're going to just put this one task name example, okay? And I'm going to just make my life easy, and I'm going to copy this very quickly. Now what I want to do is I want to go down here. I'm not going to put hints and descriptions. You certainly can do that. I want to make sure I'm going to turn this on for tasks down below. That's the module that this is going to be used in. And then I want to select the field type. Now in this example, I'm not going to go through all the field types, but I will give you some. So here you can say it's a single line of text, it's a paragraph, so you're using this for descriptions. It's a selection, okay, so they have to select one or the other, so they can only make one choice. Or they have a multiple choice option. It needs to be a number, and it's a date, or you can select from your users, okay? So in that case here. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to do, let's just do a single line of text first. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to not include any of these things, but you can make them searchable, you can make them reportable, that sort of thing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep this simple and click save, okay? All right, so it's a single line of text. You can put default value in here so something shows up, but just remember you'll probably have to replace that. So in this case here, if I just want to tell them an instruction what they need to put in there, you can do that, but that's also what the hint and the description is for, which I'm going to use neither in this case, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click save like I did. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the list. Okay, it'll be in my list, and I'm going to go over here and add another one. We're just going to do 3 in total, okay? So this one over here like this is going to be, when I need it by, okay? Make it easy. And then I'll put in a date, all right? 2 days, 3 days, you can put in some default date values, etc. So I'll put that in here like this. We'll put in 15 days. All right. So again, turn this on down below. We're almost done. We're going to do one last one. Go back over here, create the new one, and then I'll call this one type of work needed. Okay. Now in this case here, I want to do a selection. and I'm going to leave these options the way they are. These are the defaults. So I'm going to get option 1, option 2, option 3, okay? If there's a routine one that you normally choose, you can put option 1. If that's the most popular one, you can put that there as the default so nobody has to select it, but I'm not going to do that here. Again, choosing task down below, and then I'll click save, okay? All right, fantastic. So now what I'm going to do is I want to go back to the list, and you're going to see at the top here, custom field groups, okay? So you're going to click on this, and then you're going to get some that are already here, okay? You see one for tasks. And I'm going to add a new group to tasks. I'm going to say add new form. And then over here down below, I'm going to get my new form, okay? And I'm going to say my new form, or better yet, my new intake form, okay? All right, super. So now that we've done this, I'll click update labels. And then down below, I'm going to click add new section, okay? So I'm going to call this one section 1, just so you can see it on screen. And then from here, I'm going to choose all the fields from the task related custom fields. So this means that you can make a field and repurpose that field over and over again. Okay, so if you're going to make 5 or 6 intake forms and they all have to have a description field as an example, then you don't have to make a description field for each intake form. Just use the same one over and over again. All right, so in this case over here, we have the task example name, and we're going to add this field, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another one. We're going to do when do I need it by, okay? We're going to do this, add this, and now it's here. All right, now I'm going to click save. And you can see that you can reposition these up and down if you'd like. All right, so we're going to do that, or you can remove them by clicking the X. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to show the list. And then I'm going to go down below to the same one, and now we're going to add a second section just so you can see how this looks. So I'm going to call this one naturally section 2. And then here what I'll do is I'll do a, forget which one I added there before, type of work needed, right? We'll do that. And let's just add one more. We're going to go ahead and say design request or design description, whatever that may be. Okay, so we're going to add that here like this. And now we're going to click save. All right, perfect. So I'm going to click show list. We're done. So let's go back to the order that we were just recently in. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one over here. Take us back here, and now we're going to go into the tasks module. And now when we click on new, select from the intake form, okay, we'll choose my new intake form, the one that we just created. And when I click on this, it opens up, and here I have section 1 with this information down below, section 2 with the information here as well, options 1, 2, and 3. Obviously you can put a date range in here, etc. And this is going to be the only required field that you have available to you, okay? So what I'm going to do here is that it also has my new intake form as the form listed name up here, okay? It's also tied to the record as all the same properties that we have with tasks, so you can see here it's tied to the order, etc. And now I'm going to click save. And there's going to be one more feature available to you that is in all tasks now, is you can now attach files to tasks and intake forms. So if you click on this over here as an example, and then you click on upload file, again, you have all the upload capabilities, the file classification capabilities that you're used to having. You click on select file, and then over here what you'll do is you'll go to your hard drive, and we'll do this, do something like that, open, save, and now we have the file that's been added to this. We'll click save, and then we'll click close, and now the file is also in the actual transaction as well. So that means that when your artwork department, your art department is making art for you and they reattach it back to the task and upload it, it goes back into the file repository for that transaction. All right, so that is how you make intakes forms. It's pretty easy, and I'm sure that you will find them beneficial.